So, AJ and everybody who is watching the show for the first time, this monologue, if you will, is going to be a strong tenor setter. My first picture and what I want to do with it is to make a solemn and sincere goodbye, a farewell to three players that have just personified everything that is wrong with Michigan State basketball since 2020, since Xavier Tillman and Cassius Winston were robbed of the chance of playing for a national title. Those three players are Joey Hauser, Marcus Bingham, and Gabe Brown. And especially Gabe Brown. And I am glad that all of them have made the decision, the correct and right decision, to leave East Lansing alone. They had the chance with the COVID year to come back for a fifth year, and they all decided not to. Now, I will go through each individual player because they are not all created equal. To Joey, I mention you first because you are the one of this trio that is the most beloved by fans and by myself in particular. You gave us a career performance against Davidson. You balled out in a way that, frankly, most people didn't believe in. But it got us a marquee moment and arguably the best performance of any Spartan since 2020. And I thank you for that. It was compelling, and you deserved hate for so much of your decisions. When you got the ball down on the elbow and you decided to shoot off the dribble, half the time it wound up looking like a punt more than a shot. You know that. We know that. But against Davidson, we can't ignore that performance was an all-timer. And I'm glad that is the final taste that you were able to get because you also got a lot of hate that, to be fair, wasn't necessarily deserved to its volume. When it comes to Marcus, however, it's just the string being center is the way that I word it. Against Duke, your defense was terrible. How is it that someone with your height and your size, having as many blocks as you do, which is maybe the most false stat in Michigan State basketball history, because you get bodied all the time. How many bigs embarrassed us? I can't believe what you had going for you, and it still didn't work. You wanted to come out and act like you're Kenny Goins or Goran Suton and able to shoot. It doesn't work, and I'm glad that your weak ass is out of the way of East Lansing. I'm done with you. And lastly, and this is the one that I have the least amount of love for, that's Gabe Brown. I can't believe the stories that were coming out where allegedly you, thinking you're the sweetest thing since Jay Rich, believed that you were so important in your transfer process, you were considering leaving, that we had to negotiate you back. Who are you to be deciding that you should be holding this above the program's head like you're so great that we desperately needed Gabe Brown and his terrible shot selection and him thinking that every single time that he's shooting these threes that it was a proper option for the flow of our offense. Tom is a saint for everything that he has been labeled with his outbursts and his antics to be able to deal with you, Gabe Brown, who, if you weren't a southpaw, you would be a run-of-the-mill MAC level player with rocket watts either in Toledo or Akron. And now you're deciding that you want to go play pro. I respect it. I hope that you love Lithuania. I think it's a great spot for you. East Lansing sure as hell was not. Myself and all of Spartan Nation will be waiting with bated breath for you to inevitably roll out your tell all about how mean Tom Izzo and the program was for you. And all I really want to say to you in specific, Gabe Brown, is good riddance.